Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. Today we are back with another video. We are on the one that I've been talking about for about 4 videos now. It's time to do the nervous guide to Paddington the Musical. Can't wait. I've been waiting a long time for this. So if you want to know everything you need to know about this show before you go in, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. So yes, it's time finally to talk all things Paddington. If you are new here and you've never seen one of my videos and you're thinking, what is the nervous guide, what is this video, let's get the spiel out, which I haven't said in quite a while and will probably make a mess of it somewhere. Let's go. For every show that I see, I like to do 2 separate videos, time and willing permitting. The first of those 2 videos is this. This is the nervous guide. The nervous guide, like I said, is everything you need to know about the show before you go in. So that'd be view from my seat, information about the theatre if it's one that I don't really know very well or I think it might be handy, merchandise bought, merchandise available, sensory and content warnings, and just general information that I think might be helpful when you go and see the show to make the whole experience a little bit less stressful, a little bit less nerve-wracking, should I say. The second of the two videos is the review. Review is always put in inverted commas because at the end of the day I'm in no way professional and I just like to talk about theatre. There we go. It felt nice to get that back out. I mean, I love doing roundups, I love doing the videos that I've made over the last couple of weeks, but nothing beats a nervous guide. It just doesn't. It's one of my favourites to create. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with merchandise because it's quite an easy one. I literally bought the programme. I believe it cost me £10. I'm filming this in January and I saw it at the end of December. I feel like it was about £10. It's a decent programme, it's got a good amount of pictures and information in, and it is also A4. There's other things available towards the back of the programme. They have a few hints of things that are there, so there is things like t-shirts, hoodies, water bottles, mugs, hats, tote bags. There is also little cuddly Paddingtons available to purchase because the amount that I saw wandering around the theatre before and after and just down the Strand to get to the tubes, there was a lot of Paddingtons. So there is a decent amount available. It is available at particular merchandise areas. We were in the dress circle. I bought my programme from the bar. You can also buy them off the front of house as you enter the auditorium area. And then definitely at dress circle level, before you enter the auditorium area, there was a little shop showing merchandise and merchandise prices. I would believe from previous experiences there is also one of those before you get into the stalls, because there has been for other shows I've seen at the Savoy Theatre, but I didn't venture down there because I didn't need to, and there's a lot of stairs in the Savoy and if I don't have to climb them I'm not going to. But the merchandise available did look really cool, very pretty, and I was very brave and only purchased literally the programme. That, and I had to catch a train later in the day and I didn't want to carry a lot. So that is merchandise. Next, moving on to view from my seat. Now, I was purchasing these tickets for a Christmas present, very luckily, so I had no choice in where I sat. If you know me, I'm normally a stalls gal, but when someone purchases your ticket you can't go, oh, thank you, but just put me in the stalls. So for this show I was sat in the dress circle in row K, seat number 6. So me and my mum had 5 and 6 in the dress in K. My view looked like this. It was a pretty decent view. You can see the whole of the stage. I missed nothing at all. It was a really good view, and it was also a good place to sit because projections don't just happen on the stage itself, they kind of protrude out into the side walls of the theatre itself, which just made it very easy to be able to view these places and these things because they were right in front of me. Leg room was also pretty decent, and also the seat was pretty comfy. I didn't feel squashed or tight in my seat. I have no problems. Leg room was also pretty decent, so seat wise it was a good seat. Moving on to the big two for me when I see a show, and that is sensory and content warnings. Now content wise I can't really say a lot. It is Paddington at the end of the day, so it's not going to be particularly content strong. Todaytix I did look up, it suggests 6+ as an age suggestion, and that under 3s cannot be admitted. When it comes to sensory side, again Todaytix put it as contained strobe-like effects throughout the show, simulate lightning, various loud noises and pyrotechnics. That kind of agrees with my list. So for my list I put thunder and lightning projections during the initial song. There was a few other cases of that sound and light effect to portray the thunder and lightning. They're not loud, but they are quite impressive, especially at the beginning during the initial song, which is why I wrote it down for that. During the song Don't Touch That, there is a good amount of chaos. I probably should warn, I usually do when I have forgot I'm out practice. For me personally, my big moments, my big things that I deal with the least well are loud noises, gunshots, visible guns, visible weapons, sometimes a bit of a loud to do. Anything loud is usually where I'm not the best. During Don't Touch That there is a few loud noises. There is damage happening throughout the scene, things getting broken, things getting smashed. There is also a small explosion from a box. You kind of get time to prepare yourself for that. The box gets brought out from the wings, gets put at the front of the stage, and everyone moves away from it. The noise and the flash happens, then the box gets taken away. So you have got preparation time if you want to put your fingers in your ears for that one. I don't remember if I did. I kind of wanted to see what it was like. It wasn't a loud sound, but it was obviously a bit of a noise. And then the final moment to warn about is in final moment in Act 1, should I say, to warn about is during what I believe the song was called Risky Business. Now, me saying song names, my memory serving me, I wrote this list on the day, so hopefully I've got songs correct. But I believe Risky Business was the name of the song. At the end of it, it ends with Paddington getting caught up in a wire. Once that happens, Paddington then kind of trips and think there is a small pyro that comes from the side of the stage, and then there is a blackout. It doesn't last too long, but it's literally everything goes out. There is no visible lights of any kind at all for that brief moment. It's not a long blackout, everything comes back up and the act kind of narrows to an end, but it is something to be aware of in case you're not a fan of blackouts. The final thing to mention is Act 2, and that is I've just put during Victoria Hamilton Barrett's song, because I can't remember what it's called, possibly Unstoppable. When, if I'm wrong, it is a song where Victoria Hamilton Barrett is on her own for the most part. She is passed something by her sidekick, and it's only those two on the stage. During that song there is a few hydraulic blasts that come from a machine. They are in time to the music and they are not loud, they are just gusts of air. And also during that song, Victoria Hamilton Barrett, who is her character, is given what I've described as a mini angle grinder in my notes, because I didn't know what to call it, should I say. It goes on her wrist and she essentially makes little sparks that pop up, and then she gives it back to her sidekick, and that is it. Nothing loud in that song after that. The only other moment is something that happens towards the end where how to not ruin it. There is a couple of times also that Victoria's character holds a crossbow and she fires it twice. Again, not loud noises, but they are instances where she fires something, it makes a noise. The noise comes after she is locked and loaded, so again, you can be prepared. I don't want to say where those happen in as much detail because I don't want to ruin the story for anybody who's watching, but they are there, so I did want to just mention them. There we go. That is all of my sensory notes on Paddington. I will obviously in the next video be talking about my thoughts and feelings and everything that you need to know about the show and what I thought of it, but now you're up to date in the everything you need to know before you go aspect of this show. It's been nice to talk about these things again. Like I said, I love making any content on this channel, but for me, making the Nervous Guide videos are one of my favourite things to do, and I'm so glad that there are a few people out there that quite enjoy watching them. Fingers crossed. But yes, that is it. I'm going to round this video up because I am cold and I've got a cold and I need to stop talking because I've been doing it for most of the afternoon. So all that's left to say is the usual, and that is thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, I hope you come back. Other than that, the final thing to say is the thing we say at the end of every video, and that is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye everyone.